Hey, Planeswalkers, Mithras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome to today's episode of Top Deck, where we are covering a mono black aggro deck. I appreciate you tuning in today. We do have a lot coming your way, so please feel free to leverage the timestamps down below, where we're going to talk about the strategy, the objective of this deck. We'll do a deeper dive on the list. We'll talk about the sideboard, how to sideboard, and then we're going to go play some competitive Magic here in both best of 1 and best of 3 today, and then we'll wrap that all up with some final thoughts, my friends. Now, the deck list is available for you down below in the description, so you do have access to it right away. And additionally, my friends, I just want to say thank you as I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there as I make my way towards 10,000 subs this year, and please like the video as well. So here's what we got going on at a high level here. Quickly, I'm going to run through this and talk about the objective for you. So this deck is a mono black aggro deck. It is you could call it a mono black Lurrus aggro deck because it's about this companion who's got a recursion, and what you'll notice is there's a recursion theme going on here in today's deck. So mono black aggro because everything's underneath 3-drop. Now everything in this deck has to deal with being pulled back from the graveyard or amplifying play with the graveyard or leveraging and getting big creatures out with things like Archfiend's Vessel. So when this guy comes back out of the graveyard, there's other ways to trigger this. We'll get a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying. So very, very powerful. We got ways to take out our opponents with Hateful Eidolon and recursion with Mogus's Favor, again with Lurrus of the Dream Den. We can sack and get the draws that we need. Additionally, we can keep cards out of our opponent's hands. We can mill and fill the graveyard. We also have, again, Mire's Grasp here, so really, really strong deck against creature-based decks. We have Skyclave Shade, another version of recursion with this 3/1 creature that we can also kick, but it has got landfall, so if it is in the graveyard, we can pull it back. And then we have Mazemind Tomb here for some nice deck smoothing, hand smoothing, all those kinds of things. Now, other ways to pull back are things like Call the Death Dweller, and then obviously Lurrus here, but we are constrained by this permanent, where we can only have permanent cards with mana cost 2 or less in our deck, but during each of our turns we can return one of those from our graveyard to play. Now, another cool card here is this Modal Land here with Zoff Consumption at the top end. If we can get enough damage through, this is a nice 8-point swing there for us as well, and might be just enough to finish off the match. Now, we are running 17 lands, but we do have, again, decent mortal lands here to help enable us throughout the match. So Planeswalkers, again, this deck is really about sticking low to the ground, flooding the board with creatures. All these creatures are going to do something at both the 1 the 2-drop slot, and then everything is going to play around that reoccurring theme or enabling those creatures that we do have on the board as well. If you do have questions or comments about this, please let me know down below. Happy to help. As I mentioned, the deck list is down there, so is the links. And that is what we have in terms of the strategy and objective of this deck. Quick hits, chip damage, win fast, go hard, recursion, deck theme, do it all over again. All said and done. So that is what we got going on. Now, in terms of the full deck, quickly here, as I mentioned, it is a companion deck. We're using Lurrus. We covered that. We covered Archfiend's Vessel. Additionally, we have Hateful Eidolon here. So this guy is a lifelinker. Whenever an enchant creature dies, we can draw a card for each aura we control that's attached to it. The big thing that people forget about this card is you can do it on your own creature, so you can double up on a Mogus's Favor on something of yours, kill it, and then draw that way too. Malakar Rebirth here. This is a cheat card in terms of stacks nicely for 1 at instant speed. We can choose target creature. We lose 2 life until end of turn. That creature gains when this creature dies, returns to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Things like Archfiend Vessel, things like Mire Triton, Acquisition Expert, lots of recursion that we can have here that's going to play really well. Mogus's Favor. This is a +2/-1 card, making our guys bigger, or we can exile from our graveyard, bring it back, kind of a deal, or cast on our opponents and kill their creatures. Village Rites, perfect for Drawing cards, we'll sack a creature and then we'll draw 2 cards. Acquisitions Expert here is only going to get better with this guy here, Cleric. And let's just make sure, yep, that's it. So when it enters the battlefield, target opponent's going to reveal the number of cards from their hand equal to the number of creatures in your party. So party mechanic, again, is Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, and Wizard. And then we can choose one of those cards. That player's going to discard that card. We got Mire Triton. This guy's got Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, we mill 2 cards, then we also gain 2 life. We got Mire's Grasp, giving us a -3/-3. Skyclave Shade, that 3/1 that we talked about. It can't block, though. It can be kicked with 2 +1/+1 counters. And then Maze Mine Tomb, again, we can tap this scry 1, put a page counter on it, or for 2 we can pay, draw a card, and put a Maze Mine page counter on it as well. And then if we hit 4 or more, then we'll exile this card and we'll gain 4 life. And then we got Call of Death Dweller, so we can return up to 2 target creature cards with total convert mana cost 3 or less from our graveyard to the battlefield. They get a death. One can get a death touch counter on either of them, or a menace counter on either of them. If you do that, you can also bring back Lurrus, which is pretty important. So again, 17 lands with another 6. We're running 23. Very, very aggressive. Very excited about this with Castle Lochwin. Again, this was a platinum to mythic 6+ win deck. So let's go ahead and check out the sideboard here. So a couple key things. We got Tormod's Crypt. Here we can sacrifice it, exile all cards from a target player's graveyard. You're going to want to play this probably against rogue decks, potentially Rakdos mid-range, other decks that are leveraging graveyard. This could be a Esper Doom deck, so keep that in mind where any recursion may occur. Definitely a mirror match. Also, if you need to, you could always hit your own stack of graveyard pile and remove things as well. So those are all good things to play that on. We got Deadweight here, so -2/-2. When you're playing aggressive decks, creature-based decks, this is going to be a good one for you. Now, you could also play it against some mid-range because you could double stack with these as well, so don't forget that. A lot of times people will happen to forget that as well. So just keep those things in mind. Good against mono red, good against Boros Warriors, seeing a lot of those Naya, Winata decks, landfall decks, those kinds of things. Then we got Sorcerer's Spyglass here. So this one's pretty important. As it enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. So the biggest one with this is typically shutting down Planeswalkers, so this is a great way to shut things down like Ugin. Many other great places for this too, so just keep that in mind. Next, we got Soul Shatter here. So Soul Shatter is pretty important. Again, this is an instant speed where each opponent's going to sacrifice a creature or Planeswalker with the highest converted mana cost among creatures and Planeswalkers they control. So you will play this against bigger type decks. It's also good against other aggro decks. It lines up well against Ugin decks, those kinds of things. So that is the sideboard, my friends. Pretty direct in terms of what it's trying to do, in terms of what this deck is going to excel against, what it can maybe not excel against. So keep that in mind for your best of 3 matches. Now, again, as we talk about the sideboard and how we're going to sideboard, we'll talk about it from an aggro mid-range and a late game kind of perspective. So first off, against the aggro lineups, these are more creature based. This deck is already fairly strong against that, but I would certainly pull in Deadweight. You could also potentially pull in Soul Shatter if you wanted to, but where I would pull this in for sure, these 4, I would actually look to potentially go a little less on the Village Rites here, and hopefully keep removing their board and pulling things back with these guys here. So that's kind of what I would do against things like a Rogues deck. I would do this against Mono Red. I'd do this against Knights decks, Marduk or Boros, those kinds of things. Then when we move into the mid-range, if they're creature-based, probably going to put Soul Shatter in there because we may have to double up. You're probably going to run the Deadweights. If not, and they're more control-based, you're probably going to be like a Rakdos mid-range, Rakdos Escapes. You're probably going to want to pop in the Tormod's Crypt. So Either way, we're probably going to be moving in, and you may want to run Sorcerer's Spyglass too, just in case. So we'll probably do anywhere between 4 and 6. So again, depending on what they're doing, if they're not really creature based, I would look to drop the Mire's Grasp. Mogis is still something that you can put on your creatures, which is going to be very beneficial and still stack with the Hateful Eidolons. So don't forget that. That could be a good spot for you, is removing these 4. Additionally, you could consider a Village Rites if you wanted to as well. So that's going to give you a 4 to 6 there in terms of the mid-range lineup. And then last but not least, these are the late game lineup. This deck is not going to be as efficient against that, just given what we have on the sideboard. So we got to move really quick, and we got to keep that pressure on. So anything that's going to leverage the graveyard, you can bring in Tormod's Crypt. Most likely won't need Deadweight. Sorcerer's Spyglass, as it enters, again, look at the opponent's hand, then choose any card to activate abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. So keep that in mind. You might need to play this in some of those lineups for you too. So that would be a good one, and then potentially a Soul Shatter as well there. So again, if we look at what we're going to move out, probably Mire's Grasp, move in some of these pieces that you may need. You could always, again, move out something like a Village Rites. So hopefully, Planeswalkers, that gives you a good idea in terms of the aggro, the mid-range, and the late game lineup. We did try and go through this a little bit faster than we have in the past, so I wanted to get right into the gameplay for you here today, because it is an aggro deck and it is fast, and that's what it's all about. So with that said, Planeswalkers, let's go ahead and play some competitive Magic here today with our mono black aggro deck. Really looking forward to this. So standard rank, there's our Gruul food deck from yesterday. Super fun. We almost went out with that. You guys should check it out, but we are covering this mono black aggro deck today. So let's go ahead and pop into it with here. Now, it's kind of like a enchantment deck, so keep that in mind, but it's got a little bit more to it than that, which is what I like. Now, Planeswalkers, again, if you do got questions or comments, let me know down below. I do like this. We'll keep it because we got Acquisition Expert. Also, please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there as I try and make my way towards Mythic here today, and 10,000 subs. So good news here is we can trade on a few things. We're pretty powerful, so we'll have to go from there. I'm actually going to bring this guy over now. Oh, here's a good one for us. We'll take the 2. Take the draw. Oh, I need a land though, so I will leave that here. Get some of our life back. Gotta figure out how I want to play this. We'll go right at it. We'll get our draw. There we go. pull this guy back. Don't know why he's saying good game, but that's fine. We're gonna shut him out. We'll keep saying good game because they're having fun with that. This guy is pretty funny. Bring him back again. Let's see here. They can pump 3 times. So if I block, they'll kill him. So math 3. I don't think they have enough. That's the same amount of damage. And your Crawling Barons is tapped out, my friend. Now I could draw 2, which I will, because I like that one. Let's do this. Let's do, that's not going to matter. I think we do Focus's Favor. And we do this. All right, there we go. There we go. We're still in it. Good game. We'll keep saying good game. He's got to take the Lurrus off the board. All right, we're good. What's that? 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll just make sure we got enough. Alright, Kenshin 1 down with our mono black aggro deck here. That is why you don't keep saying good game, good game, good game. Alright, on to our next best of one here with our mono black deck, my friends. Nice setup. That is a deck that this deck is going to excel at. We got to see a lot with our deck. One of the things that we could have sideboarded back in there, obviously with their Phoenix, we could have added in like a Tormod's Crypt. That could have been one. We will keep this. So this is the turn 1 play into a Rebirth turn 2. If that is what we hit. Or I can decide if I want to sack it. It's probably better for me, to be honest, to hit the curve here. So I will do that. Ooh. Kicked deck. No land. That doesn't help us. All right. This will be an interesting matchup because we did not hit our lands the way we could have. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, ooh, let's do this guy then. Very aggressive on the land zone. We're going to pay for it this match, looks like. Dun dun dun. 6. I'm gonna do this and that. And we can return 2 of these guys.
Oh, this is genius.
We got one already. Let's get some lands. We need to get this guy over too.
One more secret unlocked.
We've got a few things we can do here. We need to get that Jace off the board, and we need to start getting some damage in here. If we can get some recursion going, that would certainly be a big deal for us. That's what I needed. Now, this guy is going to do some extra fun kicking. But we can pull back Mire's Grasp. We need a land, though, to get there. Keep that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can drain them for a lot there. Might keep that.
Here's an interesting idea.
Oh, so many, so many. Oh, let's see what we get. So I think we're going to be in trouble because they got enough stuff kicked with the Roost, and they had enough Roost early. We didn't get the curve the way we needed to, and the recursion as nicely as we would have liked. Was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We still got this too. Lots of stuff. Oh, doesn't matter. Not going to be enough for us. Oh, that was tough. That was a bad match for us there. Nice to see a Simic kicker deck actually do well. It hasn't. I have not. You know, I've played one a while ago. It did not run as nice. But you get two of those roosts, you get some of that combo stuff going. It works well. So, all right, on to our third and final best of one matchup here. That one would have been a hard one to keep pace with. We didn't have anything to remove the roost, and as long as they kept the lane and taking stuff off the board, we were going to have some issues there. I will keep this. Let's look at what we got. We'll try it. I'll probably go 2 on this. There we go. There, if we can get a land, we'll be in a good spot. Because then I can drop Arch and that. Perfect, but we're actually going to do this. We'll take Hallowblade off with Mire's Grasp. All right, so we can do a couple things here. We're good. Yeah, we had that match. We could have kept recurring. They figured that one out. They can't get around it. They could have taken Lurrus off there, but we could have brought him back. So good match. Maybe they had a run, but I think we had the best there. So we did see most of the deck in the first best of one match, so that was really nice. Second one, we got crushed by Simic kicker deck, won't lie. Third one, we won. I think that was a Boros Warriors deck, or could have been a Winata deck. But with that said, let's go ahead now and jump into a best of 3 match here. We'll go our standard ranked. There's the Gruul Food deck from yesterday, my friends, and back to our mono black aggro deck. So again, this is kind of similar to the enchantment deck, but different. We got a lot more graveyard theme recursion going on. Really like this one. Again, Planeswalkers, if you got questions or comments, let me know down below. Happy to help. Additionally, please feel free to support the channel down over there as I make my way towards 10,000 subs this year, and like the video. All right, we'll play first. We'll give this a shot. I like it. We'll keep it. So we got this guy here. If we can get that combo off. We didn't get that combo off in the best of one matches, so we'll try and do it here for a best of 3. I'm debating if I want to pull it off this turn. I think we can take it off next turn. Let's look at their hand. Because we can bring this guy back too if we need to. We know it's a food deck. Is it green or gruel? That will make a difference. Now, we could always bring Lurrus in next turn too. So we'll see. Ooh, there we go. We'll let them look. We could have took that off, but we can double up with Sky and Myers Grasp next turn. They need the food. Wolf. Oh, no. Just enough there, huh? We still have this one, Malakir's Ruberus, so we can pull it back. There's the wolf. I'll take this guy off. Oh, they're gonna give me an over the top. Unless they have another wolf. Oh, there you go. Now we're going to be in a really bad spot. This is going to be a bad match for our next one too. So we'll see. We don't have any direct kill spells, which is going to be a problem. So we really have to curve nicely early game. Now we could have attacked in there with acquisitions if we wanted to. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What I'm wondering here is if I hit this guy. Should stick on him. Actually, it was pretty close. So we just got to make sure that if they have a Scoos, we hit the Scoos right away and take it off the board. There you go. Good play. Good play, Obez. All right, on to the next match here. We'll finish this one out, and then we're gonna call it a day and not do two. I'm going to play these. We're gonna play these, and then we're gonna get rid of the Mire Triton. Actually, he's not bad. Let's get rid of the Acquisition Expert. Maze Mine's still good. Mogus's Favor's fine. We need 3 more, huh? What do I want to get rid of? I do like these. Actually, let's go with... Let's do that. 2... We could play that too. Get their trolls out of there. Yeah, let's be more aggressive though. Let's do that. Well, all right, we'll do that. All right, Obez. Follow on match here for our best of 3. So we brought in, so they have to sacrifice highest. That should help with the wolf too. So they have to sack it when it hits the board. So we just got to keep that in mind. We got to take the goose off right away. We should have did that, I think, last game. That probably would have made a big difference. This is much better. Much, much better. We will certainly take the goose off here. Yeah, Death Dweller here. So there's the wolf. Don't have to worry too much about that. So we will also do this. We will take it. So if they got a second wolf, we're in trouble. Be pretty good odds if they did. We still got the Myers, so we can take a few things off the board if we need to. And we'll get the double draw on the Hateful. Oh, there we go. Good, 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 good. Good for us here. I don't want to put everything in the graveyard here. There we go. Boom! We got him. Mono green food check. I'll take that. That is a big win for us. All right, on to our next one here. Worked out nicely. Worked out very, very nicely. Oof. Took down the food deck. That was a perfect hand, though, because we had the idol on turn one, and then we could just keep strapping all their stuff. Ooh, and we're there again, so we will keep this. Now we just got to play to it. Oh, they're gonna get their chrome off again. That's all right. We will certainly village rights one of the archfiends here. I might save it. We're going to do it now. I want to play that lands. Perfect. It's going to hurt me. That's fine. We'll get him with the Mogis favor here. Oh, I'm going to keep that. All right, here we go. We got to put some fast pressure on here. Well, we can bring it back with that. So since I got the Death Dweller, we're okay. Let's see what he hits. Either way, I'm going to get a draw here, unless he hits that one, I guess. All right. Let's see what they got. Scoos. Now we might be in trouble. Oh, so many scoozes they hit. So many. We'll see if that costs me. That could cost me the game. We'll see. They'll get 2 here. If they get to Wolf, we're in trouble. Ah, shoot. Now we're tapped out. Of course, the timing makes sense. You know, that's how it goes. That's how this game works. I would hit it. The one that I got aggressive on, I should have played a little bit slower. I did not. I'll just maybe let him time out. It's a long time, but I think I'm in trouble. Oh, we got him in one game. I made one mistake. Cost me the game here. If I would have had Malakar's Rebirth, the problem is I need to get... Once the Skoo's stuck, I was in trouble. So they were able to bring enough in and really, really do damage to me. Too bad. They have a direct damage. Of course, we milled them on one of them. Of course they got a direct damage. Why not? Why wouldn't they? Oh, what a painful game. These games are so slow. Oh, we got a Maze Mine. Oh, he's out though. Another wolf. They hit everything they needed in their deck. Good for them. That is how this game works. And now we're going to get flooded. That is a interesting play. 9, 13, 14. They're still good anyway. You did that just to have enough of those. Oh, good game. Good game. We made a good run at it. We hit it right the second match. The third one, just bad luck, bad timing. Getting out on those two really hurt us. But that is certainly how it goes, my friends. So good game. We'll leave it at that. I am going to be done for the day on the best of 3 route. We did get to see good matches in both best of 1, a decent match in best of 3 today. Let's go ahead here and talk about the close of the deck. So again, 1, 2 best of 1, lost 1, and then we lost in our best of 3, but we did split. So not bad. So again, this mono black aggro deck is slightly similar to mono black enchantment deck, but a little bit different, a little bit more recursion, a little bit more on the top end here with this card. We didn't get to see that. I didn't get Malakar's Rebirth to operate the way that I was hoping as well today, which is a little bit of a bummer. But I do like this flavor in terms of how this one operates. Very, very quick. We saw some fast matches. Works great. So plus works great against creature-based decks. Couldn't quite cut it against the mono green deck. We did hit that timing. Obviously, can you beat it? Yes, we did. So anywhere in the best of 1 realm, we were very strong with it as well. Now, where it's going to struggle is late game decks, Yorion Doom decks, anything that it can't hit, things like an artifact or an enchantment. This guy's gonna have some problems with it. So in terms of kind of both best of 1 and best of 3, I think this is probably more so for sure in best of 1. I would say maybe middle of the pack, tier 2ish, and then in best of 3, it does tend to be a little bit more biased right now towards some of those Esper Doom decks, those kinds of things. Gruul Foods one. We didn't have the best matchup there. Can it overcome? Yes, I would say, probably bottom of tier 2, middle of tier 2 to probably top of tier 3 kind of a thing for this one. So Planeswalkers, that's what we got going on here with this one today. Again, mono black aggro, kind of mono black enchantments. This was a platinum to mythic 6+ win deck. Tons of recursion that I really liked about it. Wanted to bring that in, a little different flavor. We haven't done kind of a solo mono black deck in a while. So Planeswalkers, if you got questions, comments, let me know down below. Happy to help. Feel free to hop in the Discord server. Lots of us in there hanging out. And last but not least, again, always appreciate your support. So please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date. Content like this. All right, enjoy. Nice flavor on mono black aggro. Again, lots of recursion, lots of card draw. Great against aggro mid-rangey type decks. Gonna struggle against some of those late game things. So enjoy Planeswalkers. I'll see you again soon. Mithras out. Until next time. We got a lot coming your way.